So in response to the Frankfurt School's groundbreaking contribution sa field ng literature and pop culture, an in-depth critical assessment was endorsed. So the reason behind this critical assessment is para yung overall masses could be able to have an in-depth overview about the school's standpoints, and then para ma-identify na rin nila for themselves yung mga strengths and weaknesses of these standpoints. So with that, let me present to you some of the integral points with regard sa critical assessment na ginawa sa Frankfurt School. So the first is, the Frankfurt School is often been criticized for two particular feelings. First is that the school fails to provide empirical proof sa mga theories na dinedevelop nila. Kasi more on, ang ginagamit nilang supporting details is para sa mga dinedevelop nilang theory is yung mga analysis and inferences nung members rin ng school na to. Second is that obscure and inaccessible yung language na ginagamit nila to express their theories. Kumbaga, yung mga certain points ng school is hindi kayang ma-analyze agad without knowing the language of the theory na ginagamit nila. This is also the reason why this critical assessment was endorsed. So in connection with that two feelings, the school also stresses the point that yung critical theory na dinevelop nila, which aims to critique and change the society, can be a form of resistance. So pwede siyang resistance sa increasing commercial impulses ng mga capitalist. Ang bright side lang is that the Frankfurt School, being the proponent ng critical theory, and pati na rin yung language ng critical theory, is that they are able to freely stand out at i-criticize yung society, specifically the one-dimensional world of the capitalism. So given that the school produced numerous societal criticism and perspective, the school is always open naman for questions, and then nagtitake rin naman sila ng criticism against their standpoints and perspectives. The Frankfurt School on their statement of capitalism. According to them, ang capitalism daw has eternal stability. The reason behind this eternal stability is that it is supported by the cultural industry, which provides it with its publicity. And then alam naman natin lahat na somehow influential nowadays ang cultural industry. Theodore Adorno, a prominent member of the school who is known for his groundbreaking research, was also criticized for the following reasons. First is, he insisted that the production and consumption daw ng culture in the capitalist societies are inevitably standardized. Pero ang problema is he fails to recognize how much of the elite and folk culture is required para ma-standardize ito for communication to take place. Another is, according to him, yung audience daw ng popular culture is very active and discriminating about what popular culture they utilize or engage into. Pero it does not mean that the audience is considered to be regressive listeners na agad. Kasi according to Adorno, it is not a credible depiction of the audience of the popular culture, yung regressive listeners. Theodore Adorno was also criticized for his depiction of the audience as sometimes feminized. Kasi sabi niya kasi yung audience daw ng popular culture is parang babae, or they are like girls kung saan yung satisfaction niya is consists solely in the fact that she and her boyfriend looks good. Ayun yung parang naging metaphor niya. Another is he was criticized for his metaphor of infantilism, kung saan he argued that the culture industry daw is ginagawa or is turning adults into children to represent regressive listening or regressive listeners. The Frankfurt School also attempted to maintain a distinction between the false and true needs. Pero the school also both equally and heavily criticized both true and false needs. Konting overview lang, true needs are those things na essentials, like yung mga essential na pangangailangan ng tao, while false needs naman is yung mga bagay na ini-impose ng popular culture sa atin. Example is yung mga trending na gamit natin. Ang main question lang dito is, according to them, is how can we really distinguish false from true needs? The school also argued that the modern society is dominated na ng false needs. Kasi ito yung ini-impose nowadays sa atin ng mga capitalist or the capitalist society. because it is the system that places them, the capitalist society, in a constant state of survival. Kaya ang nangyayari is hindi na natin napapansin na yung society natin, in rather na neglect na natin yung true needs ng society or natin. The school is also criticized with their definition of real needs. Kasi according to them, their definition of real needs is parang ini-impose nila on what people should do and what people should not do. Without even considering kung ano ba talaga yung ideological preferences ng tao.
Benjamin, in the critique of the Frankfurt School, analyzes Walter Benjamin's critical theory and how it relates to the cultural criticism practiced by the Frankfurt School. Benjamin's views were essential to the Frankfurt School's criticism of the culture sector, mainly focusing on the role of mass media and technology in influencing culture. The piece introduces the reader to some of Benjamin's central ideas, including aura, mechanical replication, and the flaneur. After discussing how members of the Frankfurt School, such as Cedar Adorno and Max Horkheimer, expanded upon Benjamin's observations to build a more thorough critique of contemporary culture, the article explains how the Frankfurt School picked up on Benjamin's ideas. It also points out that the Frankfurt School was generally more pessimistic about the prospects for meaningful cultural criticism within the framework of advanced capitalism. In contrast, Benjamin was more optimistic about the possibility of resistance and subversion within mass culture. Other critical thinkers built on his criticism of fascism and capitalism, and his views on the power of art and culture for achieving social change were widely disseminated. The essay provides a comprehensive examination of how Benjamin's critical theory relates to the cultural critique of the Frankfurt School, drawing attention to how Benjamin's ideas shaped the evolution of critical theory.